Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. After being beaten on the field for the first time since 2011, Iowa Western football hit the road again, looking to rebound. Would they get back to the natural state of Reaver football and win? Or would the shadow of defeat continue to plague the team against the Buffaloes of Arkansas Baptist College? We'll find out coming up on the Coach Stroh Show here on CBTV Channel 17. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Coach Stroh Show here on CBTV Channel 17. I'm Jake Ryan, joined by Iowa Western head football coach Scott Strohmeier. Week 7 of the 2013 football season, bringing the second of 3 straight road contests. Coach, little did you know when you put this schedule together in the home and homes with Georgia Military and Arkansas Baptist that the conference would do a little double. They button hooked you, so to speak. They made you play a home and home, and a lot of traveling this year. Is it starting to get to the guys a little bit?
I don't know. Well, it's getting to me. I know that. No, I think last week after getting home, I think that it's really hit them. It's 2 back-to-back weeks of Georgia and then Arkansas, and on that bus quite a bit. But pleased with how we handled it. And it's one of those things. A lot of the stuff was out of our control. We had these 2 games, but then the conference changes, and no one was going to feel sorry for us that we had 2 other away games. So it's going to be good to play in our state, I guess, this week.
Yeah, Arkansas Baptist certainly not feeling sorry for you, as you took them out last year at at Titan Stadium. So let's take a look at the highlights of this game. And it was a rainy pregame. It was a rainy start to the game, and maybe a little bit having to play into the first play here as Bryant Johnson leaves the ball on the turf after making the reception, and a turnover quickly. Arkansas Baptist gets it, and they will sprint forward, and they come up eventually on this drive and turn the ball over themselves. But what were you thinking turning the ball over early in the game against them?
Well, it wasn't quite the start we wanted for sure, to turn it over that first drive. But good that the defense responded and came back and got it back to us.
There you see Cody Polk picking it up, and then Akise Teague gets underway, gets across the 50 on this run, and it was just the start of a big day for Akise.
He had a heck of a day, and ran really hard, and he's so elusive. He makes 1 or 2 guys miss on just about every time he touches
Austin White on that run, and then the first INT of the game. What happened on this play?
It was a miscommunication. We put in a new kind of a play, and miscommunication between Connor and Bryant, thinking of where they were going to go. They gave us a little bit different look, so that one's on us as well.
The rain continuing to fall. You can see it in the picture here. And the loose ball again, Randall Dixon, their quarterback, had a tough time hanging on to it, and Arkansas Baptist is forced to kick it away.
Yeah, like I said, there was tough conditions. That rain was as heavy as I've ever been a part of, sitting out there.
Connor with the strike to Spencer Smith, and Spencer had a pretty good day as well.
Yeah, it was good to get him in there, and get some playing time. Made a couple big catches.
How about another big run for Akise Teague there? Reivers continuing to drive still in the first quarter here, and another good run right up the middle. Did you guys see some things on film that you knew you'd be able to take advantage of this?
Well, we felt coming in that we could run the football, and then obviously it's a little bit more concerning when it's raining. You have to run it a little bit, but credit to this, the offensive line played extremely well to the final statistics there and how we're running the football.
And I like to describe Akise as a very patient runner, just picking his way through. It looked like Austin and Connor did the same kind of thing. They were just waiting for the holes to develop and waiting for their blocks to set, and then they were going after it. Here the defensive line gets a deflection and knocks the ball away. So you're up 7-0, and you get the ball back. Akise continuing to run. Looked like he slipped through about 5 tackles there before finally he was brought down.
Yeah, again, made how many guys miss it. And a lot of times the play is designed where we got everybody taken care of and running back's responsible for one, and he generally does a pretty good job of making that guy miss.
That time on the screen, and he got a good gain there. And again, Arkansas Baptist is trying to get going or in the early going, and just for whatever reason couldn't. And that's a good thing for you guys. The defense, after giving up 48 against Georgia Military, really trying to hold off.
We did. You know, I felt we played pretty well. They throw the ball extremely well, and they got some good athletes.
How about this return from Mondo Williams? A good confidence boost after what happened last week in Georgia as well. He gets a big return here, and your team going to capitalize on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. You get a big special teams play, and the offense can take advantage of it. It's huge momentum builder.
Only 7-7 here in the second quarter. Austin White getting down to the 10-yard line. May have blown that one dead a little bit early. Looked like he rolled off the back of the defender, but he gets down close to the 10 and then keeps on trucking.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he made some good plays really, of making guys miss, and I think he gets the touchdown here, and play should be dead in the backfield, and he makes a guy miss.
Yep, stepped out, and then almost looked like he went off a trampoline at the 2-yard line there. Leaps into the end zone. You guys go up 14-7.
Yeah, again, it's good to respond after they score, get the kickoff, and then score to take the lead again and get our defense back out there.
And here's that passing attack that you talked about from the Buffaloes. They get big play after big play. This one knocked away. A lot of penalty flags in that defensive backfield this week against the Reivers.
Yeah, it was. Some of them were, I felt they're in good position, but for whatever reason they were called, and gave some of their drives to stay alive.
There's another one showing that balance of Akise Teague. He starts to fall at the 45, and by the time he's down, he's almost to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, back-to-back, a heck of runs there, by him making guys miss.
Yeah, he and Austin seem to be a pretty good 1-2 punch as you throw Austin White into the mix there. And again, Austin with another big run gets about 10 more yards off after a helmet comes and hits him in the gut.
Well, I'll tell you, they're different types of runners, and it was good to see Austin run the way he did.
How about Spencer Smith getting open here for the touchdown, his first touchdown catch as a Reaver?
Well, and it was a busted play, and it was fourth down, I think, and Connor, just wanted to put it up to give us a chance, and Spencer got in there.
21-7 at that point. Here's an interception by the Reavers, and you'll take it back the other way. Still in the second quarter here. And for whatever reason, the offense, when they've been slow to start, but once they've gotten started, they've really gotten going here right after the interception, 35 yards to Malcolm Moore.
And Connor made a nice play. That guy who came free is his hot guy. He's responsible in protection, made a miss, and then we got a big one.
28-7, Arkansas Baptist rips off a long run there. Trey Hill making the catch for the Buffaloes, and then again, down the middle, they're trying to work that clock, and there were some clock running issues in that first quarter where it didn't stop on penalties, didn't stop on incomplete passes, and if that didn't happen, Arkansas Baptist might have had plenty of time. As it was, they get the touchdown as the half comes to a close, and you had 1 second, and then Connor threw the second interception, and that one almost got returned. Were you like, what is going on here when Arkansas Baptist was on that return?
I thought he was gonna take it. And we tried one time to throw it up and to get it into the end zone. He picked it, or interception, and took it back. Luckily, we had guys hustling. I think they learned from the week before that you got to keep giving effort the whole time until he's down. Looking back on it, I wish maybe I would have tried maybe a field goal, a 55-yarder. Danny Hamilton was kicking him in the pregame that distance, but it didn't even really, come across my mind. I thought we were deeper than that.
Sure.
But, we came out of it. I wasn't necessarily, pleased with everything in the first half, but 28-13 in those conditions, coming off of a long road trip, we got to get back.
What did the officials say about the clock on that last drive for Arkansas Baptist?
They didn't say too much. I was just more concerned of the clock issues throughout the entire game.
Sure.
They clarified to me that they were running the clock on the sidelines. They were taking care of the game clock, but obviously that's not the case because there was some time that should have been on there.
Sure.
But I knew coming in, and let's just get through the first half. Let's go into the second one, and hopefully they can make some adjustments just like we will.
Right. A rainy first half, and the second half was going to be clear, and we'll look at that when we come up. It wasn't pretty, but the Reavers do lead at the half, 28-13. Hard to avoid a herd of Buffalo, but that's what the Reavers would try to do in the second. We'll have those highlights and more after this. You're watching the Iowa Western Football Coaches Show. It's the Coach Stroh Show. It continues next on CBTV Channel 17.
For those dealing with the struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for advice and support.
It's not his new group of friends. It's not the video games. It's not the neighborhood.
Mom, do I have to go to school today?
The biggest threat to your child's future could be you. Every day they miss, even in middle school, puts their graduation at risk.
From the studios of CBTV 17 on the campus of Iowa Western in Council Bluffs, you've got the Coach Stroh Show. Jake Ryan and the head football coach of Iowa Western, Scott Strohmeier. The 7th-ranked Reivers leading by 15, but it wasn't a good feeling at the half. Coach, what's the point you were trying to drive home at the half? We could hear you from the press box. We know you weren't happy, so clean it up for us and let you know what you told the guys.
Well, I mean, I think for me it was more of a disappointment on how flat we kind of came out. And it wasn't, offensively started flat, defensively started playing pretty well. Offensively picked it up, defensively it slowed it down. So we were never really in sync. But the enthusiasm, the excitement, from the guys on the sidelines, I think we got to get back to make it a little bit more better atmosphere, and those guys enjoying it, cheering on the guys who are out there and supporting one another, and also at the same time celebrating a good play,
Sure.
and having some excitement when you have a tackle for loss or a touchdown, and I think that was really the big thing that was disappointing to me is when you only get you don't know how, some of these guys may only play 5 more football games in their life. They're never going to get to play again or go someplace and not get to play, and so you better make it fun.
Well, that seemed to be kind of a cornerstone last season. That team was always rooting each other on. Didn't matter if the first stringers were in there or if the 6th stringers were in there. Everybody was always cheering somebody on, and anytime there was a big hit, you could always hear they were loud in the crowd sometimes, just with their excitement and enthusiasm. You're right a little. You're right. They need to pick it up a little bit this year, don't they?
They do. I'm telling you, we have there's numerous opportunities, where we had guys that they could do a better job, and like I said, but that's just being into the ball game. That's being attentive of what's going on out on the field and in supportive of your teammates.
All right, well, let's look at those second half highlights. Reivers up 28-13 at Quigley Cox Stadium. This was a very historic venue, and you start off the second half with an onside kick, and guess what? They pick it up. The referee started to throw a flag there, and what'd you say to him before he did that?
I told him it only has to go 10, and I went 15.
Yeah, went 13 there. Yeah. You pick it up, Akise Teague rips off a run, and then to the end zone, it is Geronimo Allison off the arm of Connor Brevard. Connor having a quiet day, not many yards yardage-wise, but he really was throwing it well, especially toward the end zone.
He did. He threw 5 touchdown passes. Again, quick start. We get the onside, 2 plays later, score, and get the ball back. So this is the kind of start that we're looking for.
And here is another pass up to Spencer Smith. He leaps forward on that one. And you guys continue to hit that short passing game. Bryant Johnson this time around as the Reivers continue to move the ball up 35-7. And again, the offense seeming to have their way against Arkansas Baptist. It almost was like the Buffaloes kind of shut down at the beginning of that third quarter when you got the onside kick. And you continue to just add points, 42-13 going into this set of downs for Arkansas Baptist. And tell you what, Randall Dixon sure can sling it.
Yeah, he can. And like I said, they do things like this.
Yeah.
We take a bad angle, they get a 75-yard touchdown. Now that's a heck of a throw, heck of a catch. We kind of have a little bit of a blown assignment, bad angle, but that's what they were doing. That's what they've done all year. Throw it up, they're getting some big ones.
Well, we thought Dan Henry was going to come down with an interception. Just goes right over his head, 75 yards for a touchdown. Reivers get the ball back up 42-20. And the third quarter kind of, it fizzled out, so to speak, from there offensively. Reivers get a punt over the head of Connor Thomas here, and nothing he could do. He did probably have time to pick it up and get it away, but it still would have been a negative punt probably the way he would have kicked it. And then Arkansas Baptist cashing in just 2 plays later.
Yeah, we talked about that. He thinks someone's chasing him. He doesn't have a lot of time. I'd like him to be able to kick or pick it up, if anything, get tackled in the end zone for a safety. But giving it them at the 1, they get a touchdown. We got to now answer.
So the Reivers up 42-27 at that point, and Akise Teague all day long had a total of 26 carries on the day, and he just kept putting it on him, and Arkansas Baptist having trouble bringing him down.
Yeah, and again, good credit to those guys up front and the perimeter blocks, because he makes some guys miss, but it's nice to get through the initial line to get into that second.
Here we go, start of the fourth quarter, and how about this run by Connor Brevard, 27 yards to the end zone. And not bad for a quarterback that hadn't really ripped off anything longer than a 5-10 yard gain this season.
It was good. It was good to see him break the pocket a little bit and make some plays there with his feet.
Kick off? Arkansas Baptist gets it back. D.A. Williams for the touchdown on the return. And again, keep in mind, this is still in the first minute. And then you get the ball back on a fumble. Marcus Montgomery scooping that one up. And then how about we'll throw another touchdown. 21 points in the first 49 seconds. This time it's Strohmeier hitting the pylon on the left side.
That's just the way we draw it up. But no, I wish it was that easy all the time. But again, you take advantage of their turnovers, and now you can put them away.
Well, you go from up 15 to up big, 63-27, and they get another long touchdown pass as they slip in again and cut it to 63-34. You're still leading by a significant margin, but they weren't going away. They weren't stopping.
I give them a lot of credit. They kept fighting.
This is the run that broke the record. 26 carries, 260 yards for Akise Teague. And then Tay Bender comes in relief of Connor Brevard. And he gets himself on that leaderboard as well, top 5 for quarterbacks rushing in a game. He holds the top position. Now he's also in there at number 4 as well.
Yeah, like I said, he's a good runner. And whenever he's in there, we're going to utilize him.
70-34, and Arkansas Baptist wasn't quitting. You guys weren't quitting, and they will get another big play down to the 20 here, and we'll size it up, trying to keep punching it in. Their crowd very vocal, a small one, but very vocal. And again, Randall Dixon, their quarterback, was busy all day and just almost like a spaghetti noodle the way he flips that ball. He just doesn't seem like he's got any sort of real motion. He just flings it out there. They get another touchdown. You're up 30, 70-40. And then here we go. This is a heck of a run again by Tay Bender. 8 carries on the day, 139 yards, and that wasn't even the longest one.
Yeah, like I said, he's got the ability to break those and design run plays. It's tough to defend all 11 on offense.
First pass reception of the season for Ian Begg there. Then it's Bender again up the middle. How about Ian Begg? You put him in, I know, right before Akise broke the record, and then bring Akise back in. That was about the time that we passed a note down to the coaches that were up in the box next to us, and I'm sure that's why Akise came in, because he was so close to that record, and then he ends up shattering it with that big run. Here's a touchdown for Ian Begg, and then back to Arkansas Baptist, down 37 points, 77-40, and again, still trying to get those plays going as they did. And you're trying to play everybody you did, but you got a travel party, so still got some guys in there that have a lot of experience on the season.
Well, it's tough. I mean, you can travel 60. I think we only suited 57 in the game anyway. So, I mean, some guys get to play more.
Smart play by James Garlock there, bringing it out. They spot the ball wrong. They spot it at the 25 after the touchback by Garlock. It wouldn't have mattered because Tay Bender would have gone 80 on this had he had to. 75 yards, an explosive runner. Tay Bender, and he notches that last touchdown of the game. 84-40, the final score. And I'm sure going in, you thought you felt pretty good about beating Arkansas Baptist, but did you think you were going to put 80 up on them again like you did last season?
Yeah, I didn't know if we'd put 80 up on them again, so I think we got a little bit more there, and I didn't expect them to get 40 either, But like I said, pleased on the road, coming back from a tough loss. I know there's going to be some ups and downs, and but pleased the second half, I guess, in a lot of areas, and came out with the win.
Well, your first loss in 19 games gets followed with record-setting performances all across the board, including that final score of 84-40. You topped the 83 that you scored against New Mexico Military last year. That's the most points put up by the team in 4+ seasons of play, and it's a good time right now to take a look at the final stats. Most of it rushing. A week after you didn't get much going against Georgia Military, you get 2 100-yard rushers, including that 260-yard performance by Akise, 139 yards by Tay, a pretty good passing day as well. 5 touchdown passes by Connor Brevard, which ties Jake Waters at the top of the list. He did it a couple times, Jake did, and now Connor gets his name on that list as well. So overall, feeling pretty like, okay, we took care of business. Now we're back closer to home. That maybe it will equal things out.
Yeah. I mean, statistically, it was a heck of a day, and like I said, I think, the things that we can control, we need to improve on, is within ourselves. So it's nothing athletically, it's nothing talent-wise. It's just us and our mentality that we're going to take it to the game.
All right. Well, when we come back, Iowa Western TV student Aaron Zach will sit down with Iowa Western sophomore running back Akise Teague. Big day for him, and we'll see what he feels like under the limelight here in the CBTV 17 studios. We've got more Stroh Show right after this.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy. Oh, and she even talks to it. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
The Coach Stroh Show continues here on CBTV 17. I'm Aaron Zach, joined by Akise Teague. Welcome to the show, Akise.
Thank you, man. I feel good to be here.
I think a congratulations is in order.
Thank you.
You had a couple days to think about it. How does it feel to be the new school record holder?
Well, I feel like it's a great accomplishment. I feel like now we have a standard now, that's all.
Did your family watch you break the record on the internet or on
Yeah,
the
they
radio?
watched it on iHigh, so when I got back to my phone, I had a lot of notifications. It made me smile. I was happy for that, for sure.
What's the best notification you've had so far?
Probably my old line. They really picked me up at the end of the game and hoisted me like I had won a trophy, but it was just a record.
Now, they say that every running back who breaks a record usually takes their offensive line out for dinner for college. The NFL buys the offensive line jewelry. What did you do for your O-line?
I haven't gotten a chance to do anything for him yet, which is my fault, but I'll definitely take him out to dinner because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have got the record.
It was a crazy game Saturday. I mean, the first half was rain, second half, all sunshine. How do you even prepare for something like that?
You can't really prepare for it. You just got to go out there and play your game. The rain, it was crazy weather. It was pouring down and then it switched up on us when, like you said, went straight to sunny. You just got to play your game.
So what kind of running back are you? Do you like to go straight up the middle or do you like to go on the outside or just knock people over?
I feel like I'm more of a shifty running back. You use my speed every now and then, but I actually like contact.
Yeah.
I go for contact for the most of the time.
You look like someone who would like to knock someone out.
Thank you. I don't know if that was an accomplishment. I mean, I don't know if that was that good or not.
That's a good thing.
Okay, all right.
Because one of your best friends, I think Bird, always knocks Jamie Bird always seems to knock someone out.
Yes, he's good for at least one kill shot a game.
So how much time do you spend in the film room studying all your moves in each game you do? Are there little different kinds of pieces you want to work on each game?
Sure. Like me and my coaches, we all sit down and we watch the film, of course, when we have to watch the game film from the game before. But me and Connor and a couple of the wide receivers, we all get together and see what we all could do better every day, even watching the practice film.
So what kind of person are you when you put on those pads? Are you the same, get up and go guy, or are you a more physical and tough and let's just get this game going kind of person?
I feel like putting on my pads is like Superman putting on his outfit. Like, I feel like that it's really, I have a mission and I have to accomplish this mission. I get very serious when I put on my pads.
You know I'm going to start calling you Superman now, right?
It's all right. I'll take it.
So I've got to know, every person who gets motivated, gets in that mental state, what kind of music do you listen to when you do that?
I listen to a variety of music, but before the game, the song that I have to listen to before the game starts, Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
You like AC/DC.
Yeah, yes, that's just a football song. It always has been. For me, it has.
Well, I can't thank you enough for being on the show. I congratulate you
problem.
on
Thank you.
the record breaking. I can't tell you how much I watch and enjoy you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today. Coming up after the break, Jake Ryan talks with Coach Strohmeier about this week's battle for the Kinney Cup. We'll be right back.
Being a dad can be tough.
When's the fairy princess coming?
Any minute now. But it's always worth it.
I know it's really you, Boo. I'm just pretending for the other kids.
Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
We're back to wrap things up here on the Coach Stroh Show on CBTV Channel 17. Coach, ugly or not, you get the W on Saturday and you move back into the top 5 of the rankings. You knew you were going to be in the top 6 at least because one team had lost and they were going to be on their way down. But how do you feel now looking at those rankings today released by the NJCAA and you find yourself at number 5 and in a pretty good spot ahead of the number 6 team in the rankings?
Yeah, I think part of that's due to the strength of schedule and with our so many non-conference games, we got opportunity to bump up and that and get some more points and maybe some of that's recognition of what type of program that we have going too. So, we got to take care of business regardless. We need some people to lose in front of us. It's nice to bypass one without them losing, but we're in good position. We just got to keep taking care of business.
Well, you've got back into the conference season. You've got 4 left, 2 on the road, 2 at home. The first one on the road. It's part of 3 straight on the road, but at least you said, like you said earlier in the show, you're back in the state of Iowa, and we're only a couple hours away from Fort Dodge. Does the fact that you're back into the conference and looking at the rankings where you're at right now, does that add to the motivation for the guys, knowing that they only have 4 regular season games left?
Yeah, I think so. And getting back to some people that we're used to playing in areas that it should be a good crowd this week, and obviously we know what we're playing for. Yeah, I mean, it'll be good. I think the kids will be excited. They're ready to make this stretch run here now.
It's hard to believe that it's already October. We had a good atmosphere to start that game with the Rats and the Bats and the cockroaches and everything else that you experienced over the weekend in Arkansas. So it's a good precursor to the month of October. Hopefully the rest of it's less spooky than it was Saturday.
I think we've gone to some very interesting places in our road trips.
Absolutely.
For sure. Some memories that we'll never forget.
Yeah, you guys didn't stop in Metropolis, Illinois, but the Reivers Sports Network crew did. So you didn't get a picture by the big Superman. So.
Yeah.
Well, we're back on the road for an important game this weekend for 3 reasons. First of all, you're back in conference. 2, if you win, it's another winning streak. You've started it. And then, of course, 3rd, the traveling trophy, the Kinney Cup. Talk a little bit about Iowa Central under the lights again. Has anything changed since the first time that you've played them other than the records?
I don't know. They're obviously going to probably make some adjustments. It's so hard to guess what they're doing. We have a pretty good idea that they're not going to change a lot, but we're going to change some things just like I'm sure they are. So I don't expect too much difference. Our kids, like I told them, we got to focus on what we need to do. Don't look at the 62-10 score of the first game. Let's improve on some of our things, and plus the community of Council Bluffs, Iowa Western, obviously Dr. Kinney, and playing for the Kinney Cup. There's lots of things that we should be motivated to play for, and our goal is to keep that trophy here. And if you're driving the roads to Fort Dodge on Saturday, you might see it in its own Poke-mobile, right? You've got it up in glass all the way to Fort Dodge, and hopefully all the way back. Exactly, that's the plan. We'll throw it, set it on the bus, I guess, and let the guys bring it out there and bring the thing back home. We lost it once. We're planning on not losing that thing again. All right, Coach. Good luck on Saturday. Thank you.
That wraps up this edition of the Coach Stroh Show. Saturday's game will come to you from Dodger Stadium, which is appropriate as the Major League Baseball playoffs continue. This Dodger Stadium, however, is in Fort Dodge, Iowa. We're hoping you can make it out. If you can't make the trip, make sure you catch the pregame show on 89.7 The River. That'll begin at 6 o'clock, followed by kickoff between the Tritons and the Reivers at 7. It's the battle for the Kinney Cup. Thank you again to everyone for helping today's show, including Coach Strohmeier, also Akise Teague, our great IWTV crew for putting the show together, and as always, you for tuning in to CBTV Channel 17. I'm Jake Ryan, signing off until next week. Wear blue, be loud, and go Reivers.